Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today to learn a little bit more about what these next steps are for our newest Falcons now that you've deposited to be a Bentley Falcon. So, we're going to give it just a few moments to allow for the rest of our participants to join, and then we'll go ahead and get started. All right, looks like it's starting to taper off, so we'll go ahead and get started. So we'll first start with introductions. My name is Bobby Lynn Kekic, and I use the she series pronouns, and I am the Executive Director for Orientation and Student Onboarding.
Hi, everyone. My name is Caroline Horn. I am the Associate Director for Orientation Student Onboarding here at Bentley, and I use she, her pronouns.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for taking some time out of your busy schedules to join us to learn a little bit more around what our next steps are for our newest Falcons. And before we get into all of the details, what I would love for us to do first is to say a quick congratulations. We know how hard you all have worked. Endless hours to get to this point. And so we really hope that in your space, wherever you're joining us, that you can take a moment to just give yourself a round of applause because we know that it has been long nights, long days, and many years to be able to get to this point. So huge congratulations. And while we are going to discuss all of these details, we really do want to make sure that you can continue to focus on successfully wrapping up your senior year or any current experience that you're engaging in. And just know that we will really begin the bulk of this work in your next steps in May. So, what are these next steps? So, what we like to call our holistic journey for our undergraduate students here at Bentley is the New Falcon experience. This is really an opportunity to create a foundation of success so that you can thrive throughout your time at Bentley. This is going to include different opportunities for you to be able to connect with us and be able to ask questions and really help to prepare for what this next chapter will look like as you begin your journey here at Bentley. So let's get started. So, this new Falcon experience, this program is really built on three pillars: preparation, support, and connection. How can we prepare you for life at Bentley, academic success, course selection, and literally preparing essential tasks that all new students need to accomplish? When we think about support, we know that this process is new for everyone. So we are really here to help you along the way. This includes a variety of resources, such as weekly communications, a centralized way to ask questions for both students and families, and one-on-one support as you're needing that. And most importantly, we really want to ensure that our students have the opportunity for connection with your new community. We know that connection leads to belonging, and when people feel a sense of belonging, they are more likely to succeed. You were selected to join this community for a reason, and we really want you to find your little piece of home as you start this next chapter. So let's dig into this preparation. So, with our new Falcon tasks, these are the essential components, but they're sometimes not the most glamorous. So, we really like to start with that because it's important that you are really keeping these pieces top of mind. So, a few quick notes with our new Falcon tasks. You will need to set up your Bentley email really first thing. So now that you've deposited, you should have received a communication from Bentley that gives you some information as to how to set up that email. If for some reason you've misplaced that email, no worries. You can reach out to our help desk at bentley.edu and they'll go ahead and be able to resend that for you. It is important for you to set that up as soon as possible because the longer you wait, the least likely it may be swimming in that spam folder of yours. So please set that up as soon as possible. The next note that we wanted to make sure that we shared is that Access to your Bentley Connect portal, which is the portal that you've been working on through the admission process, for these tasks specifically, will open up in May. So while you can log into Bentley Connect now and you can see some of the information for you as a new student, all of these tasks that we're going to share with you in a little bit, you'll have available in your portal in May. And the last piece that we like to reference is that your login for Bentley Connect is your personal email that you've used throughout the admission process. Now, if you'd like to streamline it a little bit so you're only remembering your Bentley login, you have the ability to change that. When you log into Bentley Connect, at the very bottom, there's a link that says change email, and you can go ahead and update that so that you're only having to remember that one Bentley email. So let's talk a little bit about what some of these checklist deadlines look like. We're going to show you this map of what the summer experience looks like, and it is a lot. So we're just slowly easing you into this. You will see a full version of this checklist in Bentley Connect in May. You will also have an outline in your new Falcon Quick Guide, which we'll talk about in just a little bit. And then if you also explore our new Falcon Experience website, you'll be able to see some more schedules at a glance there. So as you're thinking about these deadlines, the bulk of them are really going to start in May. You'll start to have access to tasks like submitting your housing agreement and contract if you're planning to live on campus, submitting your immunization and health records, and of course, preparing for our course registration. All of these tasks are required, and we ask that you really stay on track throughout the summer. We recognize many other life events could be happening, such as prom or graduation, or you might be doing service or have a job or whatever that may look like. We understand there are many life events and obligations that will likely be occurring at the same time as these deadlines. So please plan ahead and be proactive. Don't be afraid to ask any questions. Like I said, we are here to help you, guide you through this time as you are completing these tasks and getting everything done in a timely manner. To help provide you with more details and information around the new Falcon experience, but then also Bentley as a whole, we will have our Bentley Beginnings online orientation program. This program provides essential information for students to prepare for starting their journey here at Bentley. It covers content about academic life, student life, well-being, our core values, and really how to maximize your time here at Bentley. Family members are also able to review the content. If you are interested, you can just go ahead to the website, which is orientation.bentley.edu, and then you'll be able to create a guest account. We do encourage folks to wait until May to start viewing the content, as we are always updating with our campus partners to make sure that you get the most up-to-date content as you begin this next journey. There's also some other features within our online orientation, such as a checklist. So if you want to keep personal track of some of the tasks that you're completing, there's also a really great glossary in there. Something you will learn is that there's a lot of acronyms that you will hear here at Bentley. And so this glossary allows you to start understanding what's some of the lingo that you're going to hear and see here at Bentley. There's also a really nice feature that as you're navigating the program, if there's something that you want to learn more information about, you can just click off the box, and at the very end, it will generate a report with even more resources for you so that you can continue to dig in and feel prepared. And the last piece that I'm going to speak about around preparation before we transition into connection and support is academic orientation. We recognize that your academic journey is an integral part of your university experience. And to ensure you are prepared to select your fall courses, you'll need to complete certain tasks on your new Falcon checklist. This will include your critical reading and writing essay, your math placement process, and submitting any earned college credit that you may have, whether that's AP, IB, etc. After you've done that, you're then going to review your academic orientation, which covers quick videos, workshops, and important resources. And what's really neat, you can see on the screen in front of you, is that we have information specific to our first year students, our transfer students, and for family members who want to help to support their student through this process. So it's a really great resource that really helps to tailor this experience for you. You will learn how to then plan your courses, and we will then complement it with some virtual advising support in July. So you'll do a little bit of self-guided pieces on your own, start to understand what this might look like for you, and then you'll be able to work with an academic advisor in July to make sure that you're feeling comfortable before you go in late July and register for those courses. Once you've completed course registration, the undergraduate academic advising team will review all of your schedules, all of your selections, and then they will reach out to each student individually if there are any changes that need to be made. If you don't hear from them, great, your schedule is in good shape and you don't need to worry about it. From there, you will have access to on-site support during orientation, which will take place at the end of August. So that way, if you have any changes that you want to make or questions that you're feeling like you can really make sure that everything is buttoned up before you start classes on Monday, May 31st, which will come sooner than we think. So with that being said, I am going to pass it over to Caroline to talk a little bit more about how we will support you during this process and then how we will help to make some of those connections happen.
All right. To ensure that you have appropriate resources and support throughout the New Falcon experience, we have created our New Falcon Quick Guide and our New Falcon Experience website. For our Quick Guide, it provides essential details and direct links to help you access information and to complete tasks. If you are looking for more details and resources, we encourage you to check out bentley.edu/New Falcon Experience, as there are more details on your tasks, support, and more ways to get connected at Bentley. These two resources, the New Falcon Experience website is available right now for you. The New Falcon Quick Guide is also available, but will be updated and ready for you in May as well. The next piece is about our weekly communications. So, in addition to the quick guide and the website, you will be receiving a newsletter every Tuesday with all the essential information you need to know from Bentley. For family members, you will be able to get access to these newsletters as well each week, but we also will have them on our New Falcon Experience webpage for you to view throughout the entire summer. And this includes deadlines, campus partner content, student life highlights in one centralized message. So you'll be able to hear from some of our staff, but also from some of our upper class student leaders who you'll be able to connect with once you're on campus. The next piece we provide for new students is our new Falcon question form, which is a centralized way for new students and families to ask questions. You will simply click the form link, fill it out, and we will ensure that your question gets to the correct staff member. Additionally, we have an FAQ section on our website, which is great for navigating some self-guided answering for you. One piece that we highlighted last year for our students was our New Falcon Mentor Program. So these are our upper class student leaders who will be working throughout the summer to support you throughout your onboarding journey. So students will be connected to different new student cohorts. So whether you are a honors student, you're a residential first year student, you're a residential commuter student, you're a first year commuter student, we will really make sure that we are tailoring some messaging to you, and you'll be able to have that upper class student support throughout the entire summer. And the New Falcon Mentors also will host a series of events called New Falcon Networking. So definitely look out for more information for those, as we are hosting a couple of them specifically for our early decision students this semester. We encourage all of our new Falcons to follow our @Welcome Falcons Instagram account. We use this platform for task reminders, insider tips to prepare for life at Bentley, and direct opportunities to connect with staff and faculty through our Baby Falc Friday series. So, other series we do are Where in the World Wednesdays, where we highlight our students who are part of our orientation team or some of you all who are living across the world, really making sure that we are showing that we are a global university. We highlight Tech Tip Tuesdays on Tuesdays, so you can hear more about the different platforms we use at Bentley, whether that's Outlook or Office 365, and a whole lot more. And then we also will share important new Falcon task reminders monthly and also usually right as a task is coming up. And we also have a TikTok account that you can follow too, which is a little bit more fun with our student coordinators, but definitely make sure that you're following @Welcome Falcons for up-to-date information from our department. Next in the new Falcon experience are your opportunities for connection. So at Bentley, we have an app called Campus Groups, which serves as our main engagement hub. To help you get familiar, we will start using it in June for the new Falcon experience and orientation. And so, really, this platform will allow you to connect with your peers, connect with our orientation leaders and our student coordinators, our new Falcon mentors. But then, once you are on campus in the fall, you'll be able to learn more about our student organizations on campus, different campus events that are happening. It is really a whole hub for student interaction and engagement. And as students get further along in their careers as e-board members, they really use that heavily through student programs and engagement. So a great opportunity to learn more about campus groups right in June as you are beginning your Bentley journey. New Falcon networking, I mentioned a little bit earlier, but these events take place throughout the summer for students to really network with fellow Falcons, ask questions, and win Bentley swag. We will share more details about upcoming events on Welcome Falcons. We'll also share information through the New Falcon News. And students will be able to receive various badges based on the way they get involved throughout the summer on campus groups. So if you make 3 new connections through Welcome Falcons, or you connect with an orientation leader. Those are some opportunities. But some different events that we have, we do virtual bingo, which is a huge hit. We do trivia. We do some events with different offices. So we have one about roommates with the residential center, and we talk about getting involved with our student programs and engagement office. So a lot more to come with that, but definitely a great opportunity to engage in some virtual programming before you are physically on campus in the fall. And then some important dates as we get closer to the orientation program in August. So your self-guided learning courses, which we'll explain further in the summer for you, really take place between July and August, making sure that you are learning a little bit more as you are starting your time here. We host a virtual meet and greet for all of our new students to connect with their orientation leader the Sunday before orientation. So more to look for there in August. New student orientation begins on Thursday, August 27th, and our international student arrival is Tuesday, August 25th. Domestic student arrival is Thursday, August 27th. We do have a few different pre-arrival programs for students, and you'll learn more about that throughout the summer. If you are interested in living in one of our defined communities, you will move in early for that. So I'm going to hand it back to Biel.
Right. So before we wrap and get to some questions, because we're sure there's some burning questions that you may have, we just wanted to share a little bit of information around our family and parent resources and connections that we have. We really do view families as partners in this experience. We know that your student has been with you for much longer than they have been a part of the Bentley community. And so we really want to ensure that we can provide you with a variety of resources to help best support your Falcon. This includes monthly newsletter series, which will continue through the remainder of your time as a parent, family member supporter. You'll also have access to that Bentley Beginnings online orientation, our academic overview orientation. And then a variety of curated webinars called Falcon Live Chats. So you are actually joining your first Falcon Live Chat. So we'll check that off. But these webinars really serve as our virtual orientation for family members, and they will continue through your student's first year. So once your student actually gets to campus, then we will continue to invite you into some of these virtual spaces to talk a little bit about what does it look like in staying connected to your student while they're living their best life at Bentley, and how does it feel when your students are coming home for their first break, or my student is looking to get more engaged in their second semester. How do they do that? So really wanting to continue to make sure that we can keep that communication channel alive, and make sure that you can connect with us. And we, of course, want to make sure that our students really are the ones that are leading and maximizing their experience. But research shows us that they're probably still going to go to you and ask some of those questions. And students, if you are on this call, you're probably still going to go to that supporter if you have some of those questions. And we've really found that when family members are more informed with some of the resources that we have at Bentley, that you really help to be great ambassadors. Believe me, we will have endless staff, folks that you've been connecting with through admission, folks in my office, all the folks across campus, faculty, staff, student leaders, your fellow peers who are going to be there to help assist you along the way. But we really do like to make sure that our supporters have that information as well. And we will have a few complimentary opportunities that will be in person for families who are able to join us. On campus at Bentley when you're being dropped off at the start of the fall semester. And then for folks who are local or are able to join us back on campus, we do have an annual tradition called Falcon Weekend. That is an opportunity for us to celebrate Bentley and being a part of the community member, whether you're a student, if you're alumni, if you're a friend of the university, family, current student. It's just a big celebration for us to be able to be proud of being Bentley Falcons. So if you can look at the screen, you'll see a few highlights. So our new Falcon Experience website, which Caroline highlighted, I did post a link in the chat, so please feel free to click that. There's a lot of resources there, and we will continue to populate that throughout the summer as well. If you're looking for an as needed on-demand resource on our orientation website, we have a video series that you can just start to get familiar with some of the different offices and support resources that exist for our students. Starting in June, you'll have access to that online orientation and continuation of our Falcon Live Chat series. Starting in July, families will start to receive the Bentley Brief, which is a monthly newsletter that is sent from Bentley that will highlight a variety of opportunities for engagement and connection, but we also make sure that we put specific information in there to the experience of a new family member here at Bentley. In a moment, what I will do is I will post up in our chat a link that can take you to update your contact information. So if you have not yet provided your contact information to Bentley, this will be a great opportunity for you to do so. We know sometimes through the admission process, maybe it's one family member that is putting that in. If there's multiple family members who want to have that information, or if your information has changed, whatever that might be, we want to ensure that you have access to update that content so that you can stay connected with us. As I mentioned, in August, we will have our move-in day, and there will be some family programming for those who are able to join us. And if you can't, we totally understand. We will offer a post-orientation virtual workshop, whether you join us on campus or not, that will give you access to our vice president for student affairs. You'll be able to hear from some current Bentley students. You'll get a quick snapshot of what your student participated in during orientation. You'll hear from undergraduate academic advising. So some really great resources that will feel pretty timely now that your Falcon is on campus. And then, as I mentioned, we'll continue with that Bentley Brief and then our live chat series. And if you're able, we would love to have you on campus for Falcon Weekend. So now that we've shared a lot of information with you, what should you do? So the first few steps are going to be to set up that Bentley email. And again, if you've misplaced the instruction email, no worries. You'll be able to reach out to helpdesk@bentley.edu and we'll get you all set up. From there, you're going to continue to check your Bentley Connect portal throughout the spring. In a moment, we're going to hear from Kristen Hack. There's some amazing events to be able to stay connected with Bentley and really see what your experience is going to be once you start in the fall. So please do continue to check that Bentley Connect portal. But then starting in May is when you'll have access to those new Falcon checklist items. And those are the tasks that you're really going to want to stay on top of. So that way you can still continue to enjoy your summer, celebrate, and really get prepared for this next chapter. As Caroline mentioned, we would love for you to follow at Welcome Falcons on Instagram, and we would love for you to participate in our Baby Falc Fridays. That's an opportunity for you to ask questions, both students and families, to ask questions to current Bentley faculty and staff, and they can help to answer some of that directly for you. Add that family contact information, that supporter contact information, and I'll post that in the chat in just a moment. We would invite you to join us for Admitted Students Day on Saturday, April 11th, if you are able. And then, as Caroline mentioned, we do have those dates that we want you to start keeping in mind. So if you are an international student, you would be moving in on August 25th. For our domestic students, folks would be moving in on August 27th, pending you're not participating in any of those early arrival programs that we mentioned. And then our orientation program for all undergraduate new students will take place from August 27th through the 30th, with classes then starting on the 31st. So it seems like there's a lot of time, but it will happen quickly. And so the more that you can really help to prepare, to really think about this and really help create that plan, the better off you will definitely be. The other piece that we do like to mention as you are connecting with your friends who are going to different institutions, we really like to let folks know that some places will have a one-day orientation in the spring. Some places will only have an online experience. Some institutions will have an orientation in the middle of the summer, and others at the prior to the start of classes, which is how we do it. It really is truly dependent on the institution type. So as you are talking to your friends or you're learning about their experiences, please know that all of this is normal. And here at Bentley, we really like to have this robust new Falcon experience so we can start to layer in the information, make sure that you're comfortable, kind of go one step at a time, have that support throughout, and then that continued connection. So, with that being said, we just delivered a lot of content. We are confident that there are probably questions. So, in addition to Caroline and I am also going to introduce Kristen Hack, who is our Director of Enrollment Marketing and Undergraduate Admission Events. You may have already seen her before, but we really want to make sure that we can help to answer any questions that are in alignment with any tasks connected to your enrollment at Bentley, or as we really start to forward think into the new Falcon experience. So without further ado, submit those questions.
And Bia, while they are submitting questions, I'm going to just do a quick shout out for all of our admitted student events. So you are deposited students. You are already coming. You have made that commitment. We're super excited to see you, but we want to celebrate with you, right? So all the celebration is going to commence starting Friday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, because that's when regular decisions will go out, and that's when all the rest of your potential classmates will be hearing about their acceptance. And that will kick off about a 6-week period of time where we will invite you to celebrate with us in many ways, including Admitted Student Day, which BL just gave a huge shout out for on the 11th of April. And when you were saying that things are coming up close, like it feels like it's going to come up fast for August, I think I've probably met some of the people behind this screen right now in like September. And I felt like that was so long ago, and yet it really wasn't, right? So we'll be seeing you very soon. But there are so many ways that you can celebrate your acceptance with us and learn more about Bentley at the same time, both virtually and in person. So Admitted Student Day is just one. We're going to be traveling the country. There's receptions coming to an area near you. We'll be shipping off our admission staff along with some alums who will meet and celebrate with you in locations all across the country. We have so many virtual events. If you know anything about Bentley and you've probably taken this ride with us already, all fall we've been seeing you in virtual events, right? You've seen my colleague Evan probably on the screen. I'm usually behind, but we have many more for you. So we will have some really exciting mock classes. We have some admitted student panels with our current students who will share their Bentley experience. We have lots of in-person events happening, obviously, and then many sessions that'll be updating you on housing, residence life, food, dining, advising, you name it, Bentley Investment Group. So lots and lots of exciting things. Two things to know about that is, one, there is a website for that, because of course, it is bentley.edu/welcome. That's where you can go for your admitted student information. We have a separate section on events there. You can just click into that. We've actually preloaded most of those things there, so you're welcome to go whenever and start registering. You will have to log into your portal in order to do a lot of the registering, because we want these obviously for only admitted students, deposited students. And then the second piece is, if you do not want to go to the website, trust me, we will find you, because we will email you almost daily. So don't you worry. We will be able to find you. We will send you those invites, but we also have some fun things planned in the mail coming to you. We're going to CC parents on everything. So don't worry. We will be notifying you about all this stuff coming up. So that's my pitch.
Wonderful. And I did go ahead and post that link in there, so folks should be able to click that as well, along with the update family information. We have gotten a few questions to come in, so please feel free to continue to submit them. We do have a few moments to be answering some questions. So for Falcon Weekend, that date has not yet, and anyone else on the call, please feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but that date has not been published yet.
It's not published yet. I just
Okay.
checked the website. Yeah.
Yes. So I can post where folks will be able to learn about Falcon Weekend in the chat. That is typically shared in May. So folks will have that information. It's usually in early fall where we will have that event. But please feel free to take a look at our Falcon Weekend website, and you will continue to hear from Caroline and I about those dates. So we will 100% be sharing that. There are some questions about the move-in date. Caroline, do you want to take that?
Sure. So the move-in day for our domestic students is August 27th. That's correct. Typically, students will move in the morning, and then we have a traditional event called the Falcon Walk into Convocation. And so it's a really fun day on campus for students. If you are an incoming international student, you will move in 2 days prior. And then if you are participating in any of our early arrival programs, you'll hear more information about specific move-in days for those programs, but the majority of our students will move in on the 27th.
You will have the opportunity to hear from the residential center about all of this information, and trying to determine when does it make sense for you to come to the Waltham area and what does that look like. So please know that there will be many more details with this. We actually did have a question about what percentage of students go with a random roommate. And to be honest, most of our students do. There is the option. So once the housing application goes live, students will gain access to that if they were admitted as a residential student. You'll be able to fill out an application which provides some information around some of your preferences, lifestyle, all of those pieces. And then from there, if you do know someone that you are interested in living with, you can always submit that. Now, the important thing is that if there are 2 of you or 3 of you or 4 of you, everyone would have to put each other's name in order for that matching to occur. But I will say that most people wind up going in using the matching software that the residential center has. So that's based on the preference information that you fill out on your application. And 9 times out of 10, it actually works out really wonderful. Um, because if folks are coming in knowing someone else, whether that's from high school or from a sport or whatever that might be, or maybe you connect during one of our new Falcon events, it allows for you to have a connection outside of your roommate pairing. And then that only expands your network. So there's no right or wrong way to do it. Don't feel like you have to have this extra pressure to try to meet someone to have a roommate matching. Most people truly do go through the matching process and are connected with somebody through that process. Once you move forward through the rest of your time at Bentley, the process is slightly different where you will go in and you'll connect with the pairing of people. If you are looking for a roommate or looking to fill that, there's plenty of different events that will happen and ways for you to connect with people. So once you're actually on campus after your first year, it is slightly different a process, but most people will go through the random roommate pairing. I say random, there's a lot of thought that does go into it, but it's not selecting somebody off the bat. In regards to fall courses, so there was a question that was uh, posted about what are some examples of typical fall courses that folks will take within their first year. So when students have access to the academic overview, there will be a whole list of what those classes look like for folks. And I would say there are some pretty standard courses that most new students are going to be taking. There's obviously still some flexibility in that, but it is pretty structured for what folks are taking. Caroline or Kristen, anything more around the academic piece that you'd like to share at this point?
What I always like to share about the academic portion is that a lot of students think they need to come in having picked the major, the minor, or the double major, or the major and two minors, and or three minors and one major. I mean, we all know that Bentley is about flexibility, right, on the academic side. But please don't think you need to know that right away. It is okay to be undeclared and embrace that in the beginning because college really is about exploring when you first start, and there'll be plenty of opportunities for you to be able to do that. So one of the things that we start doing right at admitted student day, right? You probably have, if came for fall open house, you did the same thing. We have our majors and programs fair, right? So come to admitted student day, talk with our faculty. They love majors and programs fair. It's their favorite time of year because they want to talk to you and see if they can get more students into their majors and into their minors and really start to pick through all of your options at a session like that. But certainly there's a whole advising department, right? And those people are available to you to help you walk through it. I think people will sit with them and find some really undiscovered combinations that they hadn't thought about before. So lots of opportunity. Don't feel pressure to know that as you walk in the door.
I think that is a wonderful, wonderful note to add because I think sometimes when folks start perusing the website, folks will be like, oh my gosh, I have to now try to go and figure out what that schedule is. We're gonna walk you through that. And this is from last fall, but I will share in our chat a handout that our team from undergraduate academic advising will update. So please know that there will be the most up-to-date version of this, but just to give folks a sense of how does this breakdown kind of look like in your first semester at Bentley, with the understanding that if you are bringing in earned credits, that could adjust what this looks like for you as well. But the team is fabulous and they're going to work with you to make sure that you're prepared to select the courses that you need. All right, so we're getting a few more questions in here about housing selection. So for housing, for the housing process, in May, mid-May, if you were admitted as a residential student, you will receive an email from the residential center, and we will make sure that you are aware of this. So you will not lose track of this. It will be on your checklist. It will pop up when it's available. You will be able to go in and you will sign your housing agreement and your meal plan agreement. Once you sign that, then it will open up your ability to fill out your application, which will allow you to add all of that information, as I mentioned, about those preferences, all of those components. And then if you do know someone that you're interested in living with, then you would put that information in there. So that process won't even kick off until May. So you do not need to worry about that piece now. You will be able to hear from the residential center during some of our admitted students events here in the next few weeks, but then we will continue to have them present once we start things off in May as well.
Date for the virtual with, I think it's that combo one, right? It's advising, orientation, housing, like doing it all at once. That is April 16th. You don't have to write that down. I promise you, I'm going to email you like 45 times about it. It's also already on that website that we mentioned before, bentley.edu/welcome. If you feel like you want to register for that ahead of time, feel free. And they will also be admitted student day. You can talk to the residence life staff in person and obviously take tours of the dorm. So all those good things.
We highly suggest that folks do that. It just helps you to really envision what this next chapter will look like for you if you're able to be here with us on campus.
There are great photos and walkthroughs on the website. I will say, if you cannot get to campus, you can go on the Res Life website and there's so much good content on there. I know it was just updated, I think Justin said. So yeah, really good content there.
Yes, and we've actually copied over their virtual walkthroughs, so I can post a link in our chat now too, if that's something that folks are interested in looking at as well.
And they also have Instagram accounts for their current students who live in those halls. And the hall directors have been doing a really great job kind of showcasing the different buildings. So for the first year area, if you search Trees, Miller, or Slade, you'll be able to see some of the different programs and initiatives that are happening in the halls this year too, just to give you a glimpse of what it could look like next year.
There was a question about our math and English placement process. So for our critical reading and writing essay, this is an essay prompt that our students will receive in May. And then it's about a 500-word essay. We try to have the time frame be what it would feel like if you were in a class and being asked to fill this out, or to complete this task. I think something that's really important is that this could be anxiety producing. We understand that. We want to be respectful of that. It's important to remember that this process is meant to ensure that you are in the appropriate level of your critical reading and writing. So we want to see what you can do, right? Like we want to be able to see what your skills are to ensure that you are placed in the appropriate level that's going to challenge you and allow you to learn and grow and be able to learn and grow in that space. So that critical reading and writing piece is a prompt. It's a 500-word essay. You'll submit that in. Again, that will be available mid-May and then would be due on June 10th. For our math placement process, this is slightly different. So basically, we would ask that students, there's a website, so we'll share the website with you. You're going to review all of the instructions within the website, and then from there, you'll log in and you will complete some different math problems, different problems that you'll be presented with. And then from there, it will give you a score. Depending on where your score is at, that score will correlate to a specific math level. to be very honest, people will typically take that placement at least twice just to make sure that you are landing in the level of math that you're hoping to be in based on whatever your goals are. So you can take it multiple times. It's not a one and done. And there are a lot more resources that will help you to do some practice questions and make sure that you're feeling prepared and going to that space. So I know that this is an important part and we want folks to take it seriously, but please know that we will have some materials for you in May so that way you're able to prepare yourself a little bit to be able to be in that space. And you can take it multiple times, so don't get too nervous.
And don't panic. There's no
Right.
failing, right? It's just about
Exactly.
placement. You are already admitted and coming
Yes.
to Bentley. That is the hard part. You have achieved the hard part.
100%. Awesome. I know there are some questions around earned credits. So what we would encourage you to do, and Kristen, please correct me if I'm wrong, would be to connect with your admission counselor to talk about earned credits.
Yes, absolutely. So we have an advanced, and I actually can't put it in the chat because I can only send a panelist. So if Caroline or BL you want to put it in, we do have a section on the admission website about advanced standing credit. It's got all the information about IB classes, it's got AP stuff on there, and obviously if you've earned college credit, then you're going to be sending us that transcript anyway if you haven't already. All of that winds up going back into undergraduate admission, and then they manage it with the registrar and with advising. So yes, please send those documents once you have them. We realize most people will not have those types of things till like June, end of May, right? When schools are getting ready to close down and you've already gotten your AP scores back. But at least you'll get a good sense, certainly on the AP side, of what levels. Typically, it's a 4 or 5 AP, and it's only specific ones. So take a look on that list. Any questions, reach out to your undergraduate admission counselor. That's still the person you're going to connect with about any incoming credit.
And then the last question we have is about your academic advisors. And so all students will be assigned an academic advisor when they are here at Bentley. But what's really wonderful is that they have a system that allows for you to be able to connect with an academic advisor at your convenience. So even if it's not your academic advisor, you will have the ability to connect with someone whenever you need them. And so I think that's what's really wonderful is some institutions you can only work with your academic advisor, but what's really wonderful about Bentley is that you will have your academic advisor. We want you to build that relationship. We want you to be able to have those connections. And we also recognize that, sometimes your schedule might not line up. And if you really need some support, we want to make sure that you have that. And again, you will learn all about these pieces throughout these next few weeks and months. And I know that we gave you a lot of content, but two things. One, this was recorded. We will send out the link. So if you do want to go back to this and take a look at it, please do. The other piece is you are going to hear from a lot of folks from Bentley over these next few weeks and months. Ask questions. That is why we are here. We know that this is the first time that you're going through this here at Bentley, and we really want to make sure that you are getting those questions answered. If you're asking them, I'm sure someone else has that question too. So please don't hesitate to do that. You have fabulous support through our admission team. You will start to get to know the team that Caroline and I are a part of, along with our new Falcon mentors and our orientation leaders, and so many others beyond that. So please know that we are just so excited that you are joining our community. We look forward to being able to connect with you over these next few weeks and months. And we really, really, really can't wait to see what you do throughout your time here at Bentley. So thank you so much for spending some time with us. And we can't wait to see you in these coming weeks. Thanks so much.
Everybody, see you in a minute, student day.